It was a cold December evening in 1823, the night before Christmas, when a magical poem appeared in the Troy Sentinel, a local newspaper in New York. This poem, titled Account of a Visit from St. Nicholas, would later be known as "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Little did the readers know that this simple poem would spark a cultural phenomenon, forever changing the way we celebrate Christmas. This poem, however, arrived shrouded in mystery, its author unknown. Who was the wordsmith behind these enchanting verses? The mystery would linger for years, sparking debates and speculation that continue to this day. The poem itself tells the story of St. Nicholas, a jolly old elf who visits homes on Christmas Eve, delivering gifts to well-behaved children. But the Santa Claus we know today, with his rosy cheeks, twinkling eyes, and sleigh pulled by flying reindeer, was not always the iconic figure he is now. Before the publication of A Visit from St. Nicholas, the figure of Santa Claus, or Sinterklaas as he was known in Dutch, was a far cry from the jolly icon we know today. Rooted in the legend of St. Nicholas, a 4th century Greek bishop known for his generosity, the Christmas gift-giver was a more subdued figure. Often depicted in bishop's robes, Sinterklaas was a stern but fair figure who rewarded good children with small gifts. He was often accompanied by Zwarte Piet, or Black Peter, a mischievous character who helped distribute gifts and, in some traditions, dispensed coal to naughty children. Christmas celebrations themselves were far less extravagant. Gift-giving was modest, often consisting of practical items like warm clothing or fruit. The Christmas tree, a German tradition, was only beginning to gain popularity in other countries. The holiday season was a time for religious observance and family gatherings, far removed from the commercialized spectacle it has become. Into this world came A Visit from St. Nicholas, a poem that would forever alter the course of Christmas history. A Visit from St. Nicholas painted a vivid and enduring portrait of Santa Claus. The poem's detailed descriptions brought the mythical figure to life with unprecedented clarity. Santa, as a jolly old elf with a broad face and a round belly, resonated with readers. Gone was the stern bishop. In his place was a warm, approachable character. The poem introduced the now iconic reindeer Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen. Santa's sleigh, soaring through the night sky, captured the magic of Christmas Eve. A Visit from St. Nicholas transformed Santa Claus into a beloved icon. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads, and Mamma in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave a lustre of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes did appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer with a little old driver so lively and quick I knew in a moment he must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "A happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." The poem's authorship remained a mystery for over 2 decades, fueling speculation and intrigue. In 1844, Clement Clark Moore, a wealthy scholar and professor of Oriental and Greek literature, reluctantly claimed authorship of the poem. Moore's claim was based on family tradition and some stylistic similarities between the poem and his other writings. His claim was widely accepted, and for many years Moore was considered the undisputed author of A Visit from St. Nicholas. However, in the mid-20th century, another candidate emerged, Henry Livingston Jr., a New York farmer and poet. Livingston's descendants claimed that he had recited the poem to his family years before its publication in the Troy Sentinel. This sparked a debate that has raged ever since, with literary scholars and historians meticulously examining the evidence. Moore's supporters point to his family's consistent claims of authorship and the poem's sophisticated vocabulary and structure, which they argue are consistent with Moore's education and writing style. They also note that Moore eventually claimed authorship, albeit reluctantly. Livingston's proponents, on the other hand, argue that Moore's claim was made much later and lacked conclusive evidence. They highlight Livingston's reputation as a skilled poet and storyteller, noting that the poem's whimsical tone and use of Dutch folklore align more closely with his known works. The debate has become a fascinating puzzle, with each side presenting compelling arguments. Some scholars believe that Moore may have polished or refined an earlier version of the poem written by Livingston, but others maintain that the poem's true author may never be definitively known. It's a literary puzzle that continues to captivate and intrigue, reminding us that even the most beloved and iconic works can have hidden depths and untold stories. No matter the author, A Visit from St. Nicholas transformed Santa Claus from a religious figure into a global icon. Over the years, Santa's image has evolved, reflecting social norms and commercial influences. Illustrators like Thomas Nast and Haddon Sundblom shaped Santa's visual identity. Nast's illustrations established Santa's red suit and North Pole workshop. Sundblom's Coca-Cola ads solidified Santa as a jolly grandfatherly figure. Throughout the 20th century, Santa became ingrained in popular culture. Today, Santa is a symbol of joy, generosity, and holiday magic, and may it continue for many more years.